All right, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for coming. Just want to give you a quick update. At about 12 o'clock this afternoon, Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department received a call for a helicopter crash on I-77 on the southbound side. Officers responded to the scene and tragically confirmed that there was a helicopter crash, as well as two victims who were deceased on the scene. Currently, we're still investigating the incident. CMPD is assisting in traffic control and the diversion of traffic. We are not able to release any information about the helicopter itself and also about the victims that were inside of the helicopter as well. What I can confirm with you is that no vehicles were involved in the incident, and that the helicopter crash occurred off to the side of the roadway. The NTSB and the FAA will be conducting the investigation, and the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department at this time, along with the Charlotte Fire Department and the North Carolina State Highway Patrol, will be assisting in securing the scene and awaiting the arrival of the investigators for the FAA and the NTSB. So with that, I will take any questions that you might have, with the understanding that I cannot discuss the victims as well as the aircraft that has crashed.
When you say you can't talk about the aircraft, do you mean like confirm where the aircraft came from?
That's correct. It is a small helicopter aircraft that is crashed. But however, as far as identifying where the aircraft is from, that is something that we're not ready to release. I just ask the respect of the families. We do have to make some notifications, and that's going to take some time. But as soon as we get that information, I'm sure it will be released.
Chief, can you just speak to how difficult this is during this time?
Yeah, it's very difficult. It's tragic in that, and on top of that, we're looking at going into the holiday season where we're supposed to be spending time with our loved ones, and tragically, there are two people involved in this crash that will not be going home and will not be spending the holidays with their families. So it's a huge loss, tragic loss, and it's just something that you can't put into words to try and offer condolences to the families. I do ask that we do pray for the families of both of these victims. It's going to be a difficult holiday season.
I know it's early right now and you can't speak to the investigation, but are you witnesses? There are reports that witnesses have called some heroics here as to where this helicopter landed compared to where it could have.
That's correct. I have heard that as well, that it seems the pilot that was operating the aircraft made some diversionary moves to avoid hitting traffic. Fortunately, there was no vehicles involved in it, and I think that's, as we move forward, to me it looks like a heroic incident where the pilot tried to avoid injuring anyone else and putting anyone else in danger. And if that is truly the case, then that pilot is a hero in my eyes, to make sure that the safety and security of those that were driving on the road was not in jeopardy. So.
Do you have an idea about how many witnesses there might have been that you guys have been able to speak to?
I'm not sure. I know there's a couple that had stayed on the scene, but we're still looking at anyone who was a witness to it. Is certainly, I'm sure the NTSB and the FAA is going to be interested in speaking with those individuals. I don't have information on how to get in touch with them at this time, but I'm sure that that's something that they'll be interested in having that conversation.
You said investigators are on their way now. How long do you believe that scene and the traffic to be closed?
Yeah, so right now traffic is closed on 77 southbound between Tyvola and Arrowwood Road. I don't anticipate that opening anytime soon. So anyone who can avoid that area, if that's a route of your destination, please avoid that area if at all possible, because traffic is going to be backed up for some time, and I anticipate it going through rush hour and possibly through the night. But as investigators arrive, I don't have an estimated time of arrival for them, but as they arrive, we're going to be looking for the need to continue to have all of the lanes blocked, and if we can certainly open up a lane or two to allow traffic to flow, we will do that when possible. But again, as I mentioned, the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department, the Charlotte Fire Department, and the North Carolina Highway Patrol are assisting in this to ensure that that we have traffic flow and safety of that scene as much as possible.
When we look at the crash, was there any type of fire? Did you describe a little bit more about the crash?
No, at this time there was no indication that there was any type of fire. Again, we looked at, heard from some of the witnesses that the pilot did try to avert and to avoid hitting any vehicles. And from the looks of where the scene was and the crash was, the pilot was successful in not going into the roadway and hitting any vehicles. So that's certainly a heroic act and probably saved some lives. All right.
Anybody else? All right, thank you very much, everybody.
Chief, you got an ETA on when you might do this again?
When what now?
When you might do this again? You got to maybe like
An
30 minutes,
update?
an hour? Yeah, just.
I have no idea. I think what we're going to end up doing is that's going to be turned over to the NTSB and the FAA. Really, our part of the investigation is more at this point just to make sure we secure the scene, keep traffic flowing, and make sure that they have everything they need as far as when they get here for the investigation. So I don't know if we'll do another stand-up from CMPD or not. So.
But if you guys do a stand-up with the FAA or whatever, it would be here then, probably.
We'll figure that out.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Okay.
No way to tell. I don't even have an ETA for when they're going to be here. So.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks,
All right.
Chief.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you all.